Honourable member for Morris.
Mr. Speaker, Seafood Watch recently urged consumers not to purchase freshwater fish from our 3 largest lakes, claiming that those fisheries are among the worst managed in the world. The minister's response, Mr. Speaker, was, not surprisingly, to strike a task force. Has the minister even read his own 2011 report, which I'll table, the technical assessment of the status, health, and sustainable harvest levels of the Lake Winnipeg fisheries resource? Why is the minister reinventing the wheel?
The Honourable Minister of Conservation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the member for the question. In fact, I thank the member for any question on the environment, something that is a little strange coming from them, a government that would cut $500 million from their budget. I would imagine the Department of the Environment would disappear altogether under their watch, but obviously from the last annual general meeting their party had, where there was not a discussion of one resolution on the environment at all over the 2 or 3 days that they met, to hear questions on the environment from members opposite today is a little ironic, to say the least, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
The honourable member for Morris.
Mr. Speaker, the 2011 report, again commissioned by this minister, by his department, noted that data concerning our fisheries was, quote, inadequate, and that the lack of information made it impossible to determine the health of our fish stocks. Mr. Speaker, so the minister has in one hand a report recommending adequate surveys and monitoring, and on the other hand, since its release in 2011, he has cut almost $20 million from his department. Is the minister even aware that the C in his portfolio stands for conservation, not cuts and crisis?
The Honourable Minister of Conservation.
Well, there we have it, Mr. Speaker. The member for the Canadian Federation of Independent Business standing up for the environment and the fishery in particular is something that they have no interest in, judging by the fact that while I was in estimates with the member opposite for a period of more than 6 hours, there was not a single question about the fishery whatsoever. So their conversion on the environmental road to Damascus is quite astonishing, to say the least. But to speak of the fishery, it was our department, our government, working in conjunction with the Shannon First Nation, which achieved eco-certification for Waterhen Lake. This is the first lake in the Western Hemisphere, the second lake in the world to achieve this status, Mr. Speaker. So we have nothing to apologize for when it comes to protecting and advancing
Order,
the fishery.
please. The minister's time on this question has elapsed. Honourable member for Morris.
Big game, crisis. Zebra mussel, crisis. Now our fisheries, crisis. The NDP's own 179-page report called for the creation of a Lake Winnipeg co-management board. Can the minister advise how many times this board has even met since the recommendation in 2011? And to save the minister time, thumbing through his briefing book, I can tell you the answer is 0, because like every other recommendation made in his own 2011 report, he has ignored it, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Minister of Conservation.
Well, there you have it, Mr. Speaker. Now we know what members opposite think of our fishers, because we believe in consulting with people. We believe in engaging fishers, putting them together with our scientists on this co-management board that's been in place for years. I know that for a fact. I've attended many co-management board meetings myself personally when I was, well, I am the MLA for the Empty Lake. I remain so, but when I was a backbencher, many times I've attended these meetings. So in terms of implementation of our lake management plans, which was a part of our announcement last week, I want to just put on the record that a very esteemed Manitoban, Mr. Harold Westall, has agreed to work with us toward eco-certification of more lakes in Manitoba here, Mr. Speaker. There are 100,000 lakes, many lakes involved in the commercial fishery. We will see that these lakes are respected around the world.
Order, please. The Honourable Minister's time on this question has elapsed.